To make our pineapple boats for our pineapple fried rice, you want a nice ripe pineapple. To make sorbet boats with fresh pineapple, you want a fresh pineapple. Now to make our boats, we are just going to take a knife and kind of figure out sort of where the center is and try to cut this as straight down the middle as you can. So I will just cut one way and then kind of come down. A little bit tricky here. So just kind of pop it open so you can see where that seam was, and then that way you can just keep going straight. Okay? You're always going to end up with one side that's going to be larger. It's just the way it goes because it's kind of awkward to cut. So kind of give yourself a little look-see to see where you're at, and then just kind of come in here, walk that knife back and forth, and there you go. So once you've got it cut in half, and this pineapple looks pretty decent. It's still got a little bit of a few little spots here that I don't love, but that's okay because we can just cut that out. And then you have a really nice pineapple boat. So I'm going to clean this one up as well up here. So I'm just going to pop those pieces out and clean that up a little bit. Okay. I'll set this one off to the side, and I'm gonna rinse my cutting board off, and then we'll come back and we'll start cutting up I'll show you how to cut up the pineapple. All right, so I've got my pineapple cut in half here, and I've cleaned up a little bit of the fronds here on top of my pineapple. And I'm just gonna take this little paring knife, and you can feel that the core is like right here. And if you feel, you can feel like how far over the core is versus the flesh of the pineapple. So I'm just gonna kind of feel, and I'm gonna go along that core on either side. Be really careful that you don't cut yourself. And then I'm just gonna cut over here and down. Let me flip this way so I don't do what I just told you not to do. A little bit more. Okay, there. And you can definitely tell when it kind of gives a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my knife here very carefully. I'm going to kind of just go underneath and just start cutting in on both sides of that core, kind of at an angle, and then it should just pop out. So there you've got your core. And you can feel down and see if you need to cut a little bit more out. Come back through this way. Keep cutting that core, whoops, until you flick it onto the floor, like I just did. Okay, perfect. All right, so the core is out. I'm gonna give my hands a real quick wash, get rid of this, and I'm gonna wipe this down before I cut. All right, so from here, I'm just gonna start cutting little strips. I'm gonna kind of cut around. I don't wanna cut too much of the sidewall, because we want this to be a really pretty bowl to serve our rice in or dessert. So I'm just gonna cut in, and then I'll cut little pieces here. And then I can just kind of come through and pop those little pieces out. I come through this side here. Let me flip this down a little bit so you can see. So I'm just kind of coming through here and cutting so that I get these little pieces, just like so. Through. So I typically will come through and cut all my little bite-sized pieces, and then whatever's left in here I will just scoop out with a spoon, and I will use that to like make dessert. Fresh pineapple makes delicious sorbet, especially if you have any coconut milk on hand or coconut cream. So again, I'm just gonna kind of come through here, kind of loosen that up, and then I'll cut these strips. I went around because I want to leave some flesh here. Then I'm going to cut some strips, and then I'll cut my little pieces. Cut this one up a little bit more. Feels like it has a little bit of core on it right there. And I can just come in and pop this out. And now, since I have another half to get pineapple from, I'll just kind of come through here and scrape. And I'm not going to get rid of this because you can use this for desserts. You can make a nice cocktail with it or a mocktail. So I'm going to take out what I need for my recipe here. just because this is gonna be a lot drier. And then I can just simply take my bowl and scrape the rest of that out. And like I said, I can use it for a lovely dessert, or I can reduce it down and create like a pineapple simple syrup out of it for cocktails, what have you. And that is it. This is how you create a pineapple boat. So you're gonna wanna prep this to hold our pineapple fried rice for class. If you've got a sous chef, they can help you core and get the other one ready. But you're only gonna need about a cup of pineapple for our pineapple fried rice. And like I said, this is fabulous for other things. If you make a pineapple sorbet, you can freeze this and serve it right in the bowl. It makes a really pretty presentation. If you're gonna do it with sorbet, then I would recommend that you remove the fronds so that you can freeze this, because these might discolor in the freezer. I usually just use this half for sorbets for desserts. And that's it. That is how you make your pineapple boat. All right, so we're just gonna cut on either side of that core, come across. I'm gonna come up and over right here. So then I'm gonna come in at sort of an angle, kind of cut into that core, and I will pop that core out. Okay, and that's it. And then I'll just come through. This one looks like it got a little bruising. I will just come through, cut my strips, and I cut edge here, but not too much because I don't want to kind of compromise the integrity there of the wall. And then I can just top these little pieces out. That's it. So I'll just go through, cut these all out. Then once I get all my pieces out, I will just scrape, and you can see from this one how much of that leftover is in there. And you can use this for pineapple fried rice. You can use it for sorbets. It just makes a really lovely presentation.